I can hear you.
I'm watching that you seem to be a very intelligent person and that you have the holy books of the Abrahamic religions there in your hands. Did you study those by yourself or do you have some degree on religious studies?
I study them on my own, and then if I want to dig deep into a particular topic, then I will find people who have the knowledge and the discipline and figure out what they have to say about it.
I see. I read the Quran when 2 years ago I read the Quran. I'm not Muslim, but I read it. It
Okay.
was quite complicated to understand. And my question is, it's about you seem to believe in the idea of one creator, the creator of all. I'm not sure if you use the word God or you use another word, but you seem to believe in that. My question is about what do you think about the world religions? You mean Judaism, Christianity, Islam? What do they have in common? What are the difference, and what do you think personally about those religions?
I think they all contribute positive things to the world. As far as what they have in common with each other, well, obviously, Abraham and Yahweh, even though they Yahweh or Allah, same being. I don't have anything explicitly negative to say about them except for it seems like the positive contributions that they have made, and there are positive contributions, has seemed to peak and level off when you compare it to the whole history of them. And it seems like now that their positive contributions have peaked, it's okay to sort of take those positive contributions and let the actual organizations go because they're not contributing anything positive anymore. It's, there is no growth or progression, from what I can tell. And there's plenty of negative things you can say about organized religion too. But I believe all the Abrahamic religions and all religion in general have positive things to contribute. And that's why well, it would be wise to study them and to try and gather the wisdom found in each one and to cling on to the wisdom and to sort of disregard or not hang on to the things that don't serve us.
I see your point, but I have the feeling that when you study the history of religion, the religions that are right now that there are still the Abrahamic religions, also Buddhism, Hinduism, in some way or another, they are organized religions. Most religions that were not organized in the past, those that did not have an official clergy, or that they did not have a strong theology, usually established by a conclave of smart people who knew about this stuff, those religions tend to disappear faster than the organized religions. One of the reasons why the Jewish people, the Muslim people, and the Christian people, they still hold on their faith is because they are organized. So I find it very difficult that these religions may disappear in the future because even if they are losing believers in numbers, they are still strongly organized. Even if Christianity, Islam, and Judaism keep losing followers statistically, they will keep existence in the long future.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it'll take a long time for this world to sort of be free of it. But I think the seeds of that have already sprouted and are growing. And it may take hundreds or thousands of years more for these religions to sort of disappear or at least go into the background. But our grandchildren and their grandchildren, hopefully someday they will live in a world where it's not about organized religion, but about an individual's pursuit of their own path, their own lessons that they need to learn. And because when you focus on that, it's not about the other person being wrong, because they're on their own path and they're learning the lessons that they need to learn. And so we can actually start getting along with each other because We don't have to be right above you. I don't have to prove that you're wrong because we're all on our own path. Organized religion tends to divide us and create conflict. So it is, even if it's a long way away, it is nice to see the seeds of the people waking up and realizing that this is about my journey. It's not about the organized religion and what they're telling me. So it may take a long time. You're right.
Also, I see that you are talking about going beyond the organized religion and going beyond the establishment of the Abrahamic faith or any other faith. But according to these words that you are putting, and I am reading, that you believe that there is one creator of all. Some people in the world are going beyond the religions, they don't believe in them anymore, but they even stop believing in the idea that there is a creator, the agnostic people, the
Yeah.
atheist people. What do you think about that? And why do you believe that there is a creator if you don't believe in any of the organized religions?
Okay, well, that was actually like three questions there. I think that agnostics and atheists are doing the best they can to be as honest as they can with themselves. And it's true that there is no proof of a creator. There is nothing I can do to prove 100% scientifically or any other way that there is a creator. So being an atheist is a valid position to take. And so there's nothing wrong with being an atheist. There's nothing wrong with having a lack of belief. But you still don't escape this journey of growth and maturity. We all have to struggle with life and to learn how to live our best lives. And when we realize that selfishness and living for our own gain doesn't create happiness, and when we learn that living for others and for giving and serving others brings joy to them and to us and promotes a better world, it doesn't matter if you're an atheist or not. You're still learning the same lessons, right? So you're still growing, you're still maturing. You don't have to believe in a creator to learn the same lessons. There are paths that may take you to the lessons quicker than other paths, but you can still learn the same lessons, right? It's part of the human experience.
I see. And if you say that, for example, there is no way to prove there is a creator, or that you cannot convince other people that there is or that there is not a creator, can you tell me, if it's not very personal, can you tell me the individual reasons why you believe in a highest creator?
Well, there could be several layers to this. One layer is that I was born into a Christian home, and so my programming may not allow me to reject the idea of a creator. The programming of religion and spirituality may be so ingrained in me that I cannot do anything else but believe in a higher power. That could be the truth. I reject that. I don't want that to be the truth. I want to have a little bit more say in the in that in my beliefs than just that. I feel I have personal experience with things that are supernatural, that are above physical scientific explanation. I feel I have experienced the energy or the presence of the creator on some level or another. But I can't prove it. I can't share that with you so you can experience it.
I think I understand what you mean. And what have you read, for example, some philosophers like Aristotle or Descartes or Leibniz, who were philosophers, of course, because they are dead now, who tried to prove by using philosophical arguments about the existence of a creator. Like, for example, Aristotle doesn't try to use the religious books of the Greeks to prove that there is a god or many gods, but he tries to use philosophical arguments for the idea that there is a creator. I don't know if you have read about Aristotle or his arguments about the existence of a
Well,
creator.
I'm sure that I'm familiar with some of the arguments, but I have not read his works on this topic, but I'm sure that he has influenced a lot of the arguments that I have heard. I've heard a lot of arguments. I don't think any of them prove anything, but they're interesting exercises of logic and exercises of critical thinking.
Yes, and actually, some theologians of the Catholic Church may agree with you. I don't know if you have heard about Thomas Aquinas, who is a very important Catholic
Hmm.
theologian who made a very big book, very important in Catholicism, called Summa Theologiae, or some kind of theologian summary. And the first volume of that book talks about the five ways. That it's about five arguments that guide us to the idea that there is a God. Not even the Catholic conception of God, but the idea of God in general. And he
Hmm.
doesn't call it proof. He's not calling it the five proofs that there is a God. He's calling it the five ways to towards God. So those
Hmm.
are not proof per se. He is calling it the ways, the five ways.
There are lots of different. I know that science, like sociology and biology and the history of humanity in general, you can show that humanity sort of is hardwired to 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 seek out a relationship with the supernatural, to try and grasp upward to God, to the divine. Some people use that information and say that that's why we have a belief in God is just basically part of our evolutionary biology. Others use the same information and they say no, it's because God put it in us so that we would find Him. And there is a lot of information out there about our grappling with this idea of God, for sure.
I see. Well, this was a very good conversation, but sadly, here in my country, it's already quite late and
Oh,
I have to work tomorrow. So thank you for this conversation. Thank you for sharing this exchange of ideas with me, and I hope you can continue
yeah,
with that.
you're welcome.
Actually, I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
follow you in case of you do more videos like this. There,
Awesome. Well,
there
I
I
look
go.
forward to it.
So have a nice day, man. What's your name?
All right, you too. My name is David.
My name is Daniel.